Is the lighting good enough for you guys? Hey. Right. Hello. You know, every day that I look in the mirror, I think I'm turning into Dave Mustaine's doppelganger. It's really scary. Right, that's better now. Got this on. Can see what I'm doing now. Okay. Where do we start with Nickelback, eh? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons why people tend to dislike them. And it's not based in reality, it's just based on what everybody else says that they should dislike. So if somebody jumps on the bandwagon and says, no, Nickelback, because they're not good. They're badder than other bands, so I don't like them. And then everybody just follows suit and thinks, well, if I don't dislike Nickelback, I must be an idiot, so I have to dislike them like everybody else does. But not everybody dislikes Nickelback, that's the funny thing. They're a very popular group, they're very talented. Now, what a lot of people don't know, or haven't researched or looked into, is they used to be session musicians. And a session musician is somebody who has to come in and play somebody else's work and songs. Or even if it's not even been recorded yet, they still got to play somebody else's music, so you've got to be very quick to improvise and play somebody else's stuff. So that's difficult work. And not a lot of musicians would do that. But when Nickelback started off in the beginning, I think it was Chad and his brother, they used to do that. That's how they started. I suppose they come to a point later on where they thought to themselves that, well, we're good at playing other people's music, why not just play our own? Makes more sense that way, and let's make a name for ourselves, because most of the time you don't look at the sleeve or the card of a CD or vinyl, or I was going to say cassette, but you lot probably don't even remember them, and vinyls only made a comeback in the recent 5 years, but up until then they'd pretty much died as well. But they're more popular now than CDs, and I think CDs are dying now as well because we have downloadable multimedia. Everything is downloadable now. I've taken all the fun out of it. I like owning things. I don't like downloading them, though. Anyway, or streaming. I hate streaming. Please don't get me started on that. You didn't. Sorry, that was me. Right, so back to the question of Nickelback. What would you dislike about them, essentially? Let's think about it now. My biggest problem, I've got one big problem with Nickelback, and it's the Corey Taylor riff between him and Chad Kroeger, and I don't understand why Chad did that. That was pointless exercise. He's called Stone Sour, that's it. Thank you, my brain. No, not in yet. See you later. Yeah, he called them Nickelback Light. Chad, you don't do that, mate. Look, Corey Taylor is a lot heavier than you. He's been in Slipknot, for God's sake, man. He sings for Slipknot. He's a hell of a lot heavier than Nickelback. So yeah, don't do that, Chad. That's your biggest mistake, mate. I'm really disappointed that you did that and said that. Other than that, you have a good sense of humour, and when you get the haters coming on to them, actually the whole band in general, they take it tongue-in-cheek, and they reply with some, you know, quite rhetorical comments, shall I say. They're very good at doing that, and they shouldn't be underestimated. So yes, they're very good. Now I'm going to go to the reason that people generally dislike them, not the reason why they did something that annoyed me, but I can overlook that. They do poppy, ballady songs quite a lot, and a lot of their albums are focused around that.
There's clothes all over the floor. Don't remember them being here before. Smell of perfume isn't here. White lipstick on the mirror, and still I don't understand. No pictures left in the hall. There's 3 new holes in my wall.
actual fact, I'd say probably about 60% of their material is along those lines. I mean, when they're heavy, they can be heavy. So don't get me wrong, and they know how to play. There is absolutely no doubt about that. And Chad's a good singer, and I like him. But they do these poppy, ballady things, which appeal to the masses initially. And then people look back on it and go, nah, they're kind of sold out, aren't they? Because they're doing, like, pop songs. You know, because we got a Justin Bieber to hear pop songs sung by morons. We don't want Nickelback doing that. No, we don't like Nickelback now. You know, if you want to hate somebody, hate Justin Bieber with, because he's a prick. So anyway, regardless, Nickelback do not deserve any of the hatred they get. They did a brilliant version of Metallica. I mean, it was... There's a live performance. You can watch it on YouTube. Shall I upload it on here? I'll have a think. I may or may not, because what tends to happen when I upload this kind of stuff is that my videos get barred. Because if you've got lots of subscribers, you can get away with it. If you have minimal subscribers like I do, you can't. Anyway, regardless of that. So we're going to have a little look back on some of the albums they've done. And we'll have a little look at some of the music, or listen to it. No, I can't listen to it, can I? Because then that'll get deleted again. We'll have a little roll round of the history of Nickelback, and then we'll come back.
Right, let's talk a little about the history of Nickelback, shall we? Now, there's another reason why I think people don't like them. They're Canadian. I never understood that American fascination with thinking that everybody from Canada says "a" or after every sentence that they say, eh? No, I don't quite get that one. No, I've never been to Canada, I've only been to the States, so I wouldn't know, would I? But regardless of that, as I said previously, they started, I think it was back in 95, I think, as a band. As I said, they were session musicians, and they've released a fair few of albums, but Silver Side Up, I would probably argue, is probably their best album. But in my opinion, they've gone from strength to strength. None of their albums have disappointed me. Their first album was a bit touch and go, I will be honest. But their second album is sort of like they're becoming the band that we know as Nickelback. And then Silver Side Up, then, well, that's it. That's Nickelback sorted. So, you know, they've had an up and down start off, but, you know, they sold 50 million records worldwide. And that's from a band that apparently everybody says is the worst band ever in the world. I'm sorry. Whoever says that is a complete and utter idiot. And they even done, I know this is going to sound, this is to ZZ Top. And old Dusty Hill died, the bass player of ZZ Top. They did a cover. This is before he died, by the way. This isn't done for him. But they did do a performance of a ZZ Top song, which I'm going to give you a little snippet of, because I'm quite sure that YouTube will probably remove it. But regardless of all of that, please take into consideration that Nickelback are a solid, well-balanced, good-looking group, actually, to be fair. And yes, he's married. Well, is he married to Avril Lavigne? I don't know. Or are they just dating still? Never mind. Lucky guy. Look at this, look. There's endless amount of people that just want to take the mickey out of Nickelback. Stop it, alright? Just grow up. Alright? There's nothing wrong with Nickelback.
License at James, he went by Jim. A gangster wannabe, and baby, that was him. He stole his uncle's 44 last Friday night. Said if I wanted in, we'd have to plan this thing just right.
What have they done that is so monumentally and catastrophically terrible in their career for you to say that Nickelback are possibly one of the worst bands ever? Because I just don't see it myself. I think they're a very good band, and I just don't understand where the hatred comes from, other than the fact I just think it's stupid idiot trolls who just copy what everybody else is doing. Very sad world, isn't it? So whether you appreciate this or not is entirely up to you. You may tell me to go suck an egg or something, and that's fine, I don't mind. The bottom line remains is I like Nickelback, and I'm not going to change my mindset in any shape or form. And there's tons of worse bands out there, actually thousands of worse bands. I mean, no, I don't even need to name them, do I? Because you really know they are, don't you? You know how the really bad ones are. And Nickelback are nowhere in that list. So come on, everybody. Grow up and stop doing what everybody else tells you to do. Make up your own mind by what you do and don't like. And I think there's nothing more to be said on the subject matter, is there? So nobody should dislike Nickelback, really. Unless you just dislike rock music, or rock music with pop music, or both together, really. Or just hate music in general. Anyway, so that's me. That's that little video done. Yes, I've done it. I was doing this for ages, and no doubt I changed clothes a few times doing this video because I did it over a long period of time because I'm really busy at the moment. I don't have a great deal of time to sit down and talk to myself. Much as I do that when I'm driving, I talk to myself all the time. I'm very good at talking to myself. I can even have an argument with myself, and I usually lose that argument as well. Is this more than you need to know at this point? I think it is. Anyway, that's me. That's done. Starscream off, and I shall see you soon for something else.